Hello, everybody. This is Dune monthly grand finals,
We
and
got we got a pretty big finals lined up for us today, don't we?
I think what's the biggest. I think Gent is for me and some kind of a big surprise. He won always four qualification matches and quite
Okay, okay.
convincing, and with even different factions. I think with the Atreides, Fremen, and Corrino. And with even different
So,
factions, he won all of them. It's quite surprising. And U
so do we
12.
think he's the favorite coming in today?
I heard that he is a very under the radar player,
Oh, okay.
so he doesn't really show what he's doing.
So very like submarine style.
Probably, I don't know, man.
And who else do we have in the finals today?
I think U12. Uh, he plays all for quite a while with the June tournaments I organize. He normally is a little bit in the sub top player. He's not probably not the best player, but recently has improved a lot his game. So he's way better right now than before. He was one of the sub top. And Joe Black is one of the players that is already playing quite competitively for a year, something, 2 years now on the server. He's probably the most experienced player in this lobby. Doesn't mean that he's going to
Okay.
win, but Joe
Yeah.
Black is from Russia, I think from deep east Russia. And I cannot see what he's streaming because his internet doesn't allow to. And Jens is a new French commentator streamer on Twitch. He joined the
Okay.
community, I think, 2 months ago, and he does regularly on Twitch. He's active on. Yeah, he plays quite a lot. He streams quite a lot. He has on average between 15 or 40 people watching his games, and he's a French commentator. And that's quite surprising. He's also winning.
Okay.
Because he didn't start. He didn't quite recently start playing. It's not easy to learn this game. It's a lot of
No.
small optimizations. It's a game that lasts between 1 hour to 1.5 hour. FA is a little bit longer. It's 1.5 hour probably. In game it says 2 hours 50 minutes, but this game speed is 1.5, so we have to divide it by 1.5. It's about normally it takes about 1.5 hour.
So I was just looking at what counselors people were picking while they were in the lobby screen, right? So it's interesting. So U12, I know, has been kind of championing and talking a lot about the Atreides Gov Rush, but a lot of that strategy hinges on Jessica, and I saw that he didn't load up Jessica as a counselor. So I'm kind of curious to see what Atreides strategy he's going to bring us today.
Yeah, Gov Rush is very difficult with 4 players. Because if the other 3 players are not complete morons, then they can probably they can
Yeah.
cooperate and they stop you with governor.
Okay, but with
The
that
game started,
said,
by the
so
way.
game has started. We are in. I'm currently watching. Yeah.
Which one are you watching? Because
I'm currently on. I'm on Atreides right now. Just
okay,
because we were talking about him, he wrote a guide that as a newer player that I am, I of course read all the guides that I can get my hands on. I'm not an Atreides player, but he wrote a guide on how to gov rush 3v1 with Atreides. So part of me was expecting him to bring that strategy here. It totally makes sense why you wouldn't, especially in the finals. Um, but I kind of expected that.
Atreides. No, but I'm not an Atreides expert. It's probably my least played faction. But
Yeah, yeah,
they
no.
improved a lot since the latest patch. And way more. The win rate is way higher than normally. But Atreides, do you know the counselor picks of Atreides? I think the one counselor gets some benefits for the developments. You get some 3-4 knowledge, so you can research developments way faster.
So
And
he didn't take Jessica or Paul. He took the other two counselors, right?
yeah,
So you have the Doctor. I'm not a huge Atreides player either. Them and Vernius are my two least played factions. I played the other factions the most.
but I think the first one is the doctor from the movie, so it's called Yugi.
Yeah, the good Doctor
Yeah, it gives
or the
some
bad
extra
Doctor,
knowledge and
depending on.
extra research. And the other one allows you to build faster. If I recap correctly.
And we get the additional trait on our agents, right?
So he probably goes still for an... I don't think he goes for a gov win because it's very difficult for free fall. You need to kill a player at least to have any chance to become governor. Because if you have 3 players, they can stop you with your governor, or vote for a policy that can remove you from governorship. Yeah, it's very difficult.
So then looking over here at our Fremen,
Let's see, Fremen, yeah.
we do have the two, who has seemed to me is like someone who's been reading guides, the 2 popular counselor choices, right? We have the Mother Ramalio, who gives us bonus intel and authority for each harvesting team we have up. She also, in the late game, lets us incite rebellion. So, like on the land strat, you can spend authority on a resolution so that when it passes, some rebels show up in enemy towns, slowing down their production. The authority production from her, as well as the intel, are both quite strong. Because, every little bit of authority you can get increases your early game, and intel is not the easiest resource to come by. And so when you have a steady source of intel, you're going to have more operations, whether that's going to be your pillage operation, or for Fremen, it might be your stealth speed operation. It just kind of gives you that flexibility. I notice our Fremen player has already spent a bunch of his water, because he can click on those sieges, right? And spend water to ally with them. He gets from his other counselor, Stilgar, he, from the start of the game, gets to see all of them.
Yep.
And can make alliances for bonuses. And so, that's why he's down in 4 water so early, is we've allied with a whole stack of them.
Yeah, I think what Fremen does attempts right now, he tries to build wide. That means that you want to have higher authority production. That's one of his counselors, the mother, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If you build wide, then you can produce way more water. You can build more water dwellers and wind traps. So, extra, if you build more wide, more villages, more water, then you can also get more alliances. I think that's the strategy overall. But Fremen does a very risky strategy now to try to take another village. He doesn't have enough supply.
On really low water, yeah, we're down at 10. It's also interesting to me that his army composition, he's not using any of the warriors. These are... I commonly see, and I mean, these guys are in the final, so they clearly know what they're doing. I see warrior used a lot, and our army comp here is doing something different. These are also... I wonder if this is a stealth game plan, because these are the units who all upgrade to stealth. Interested to hear
I think
why.
the army composition I normally would use in warrior. I would use in general units with high armor to tank the damage from the militia, and also but that's not so strange. I think at least one warrior would be a little bit more efficient. I think in general, but I'm not the person that's in the grand finals. But I think for militia,
absolutely,
you can the high armor is quite beneficial. The infiltrators, they have very low health with low armor, but they have high damage. So they are very good in killing. Against a militia, it's very good.
Well, and I just wonder, like, maybe he knows something that we don't, or maybe he's planning. Like, maybe there's a reason why. Maybe it increases the clear time of them faster, or possibly it's so that when he hits his armory, he can stealth his whole army immediately. Those are like the 2 things that come to mind for me. I'm not sure, because I agree with you that my gut would be to have at least one warrior to tank the group, right?
I'm a little bit surprised that Fremen already tried to take the fuel region on the top. The only benefit Fremen is that you can get 5% more damage. You can build a special building, special Fremen building that gives you 5% more military damage. That's the only reason I think about it. But...
Corrino just offered Fremen an alliance, and Fremen declined politely.
It's very standard. Corrino always wants to do alliance early on. Because if you want to break the alliance with Corrino, it costs you way more. Normally, if you break an alliance, it costs you 50 influence. But for breaking an alliance with Corrino, it costs you 100. So it's way more costly. And also,
Although without the land strat standing, a Fremen player is less. They have reasons to just take an alliance and break it for the damage bonus.
they also get benefits from truces. So it's in
That's true.
general,
That's
it's
true.
not really
Yeah.
beneficial yeah to ally with or get a truce with Corrino in general. But let's get the policies. It's all factions,
Yeah.
all of them, all factions. So it's a little bit more tricky right now. There's the influence of Corrino. They can use the policies. They can change it to all factions or one faction.
How do you feel about him flipping them to all factions for the first vote?
That makes your play way more predictable in general, because you know what's going to happen. You don't really have to spend influence to navigate and how do you say that? Navigate a negative penalty. I think it's a very safe thing. It's everybody, for example, the most harmful policy in the beginning is a -1 spice price, and it's better if everybody got it than only one player. Let me see. The Fremen is really living on the edge.
So I'm taking a look here at the Smugglers POV now on Jinsei. They're nestled up quite close to Corrino already.
Oh, Corrino's very close even.
Yeah, we're sharing a border here, and I mean, if you're the smuggler, do you go pillage this
Yeah,
Corrino
you
smoke
pillage it.
field?
You pillage it. Yeah.
Surely you do, right?
I have to do that.
Like we're
Liberating it.
already at liberating it. Wow, we're
It
already
also
at
makes
3
sense. Also
snipers.
makes sense. Because it's the high ground. He has some cliff over there, and he can use artillery drones to harass him. It's very annoying. I think it's a very smart strategic play from Corrino to forward expand. Because first, it is a spice field. Second, it's a higher ground, so more easy to defend and attack. And third, you can harass the smuggler player. His special region. That's one of the best special regions for Corrino. That's the Spacing Guild region. That gives you one extra guild favor. That's a resource you need for flying units.
Yeah.
So Corrino, I think that I really liked the expansion from Corrino. I think Corrino needs 2 spice fields in the beginning. And he did it right now. And also you can arrest one of the most beneficial special regions in the game for Corrino, the Spacing Guild. Smugglers own.
So if you're the smuggler here, do you go back to your pillage economy, or do you? Oh wow, Corrino offered smuggler a piece, and smuggler took it.
I don't know if that's very smart on long run, but we will see.
Well, doesn't Corrino tends to kind of scale everybody, but Atreides here, right?
Oh, sorry.
Standard tech opening from smuggler: 1 yellow, 2 red down the middle there to get your pillage up.
Smugglers always has to pillage, otherwise the economy is going to crash.
Yep.
Especially with this low spice price of 1.6. So it's probably better to just save all your spice right now. The smugglers council selection is very meta. The first one is Stilgar. It gives extra water and also 2 special special underground headquarters buildings that you can sell water for 15 Solari per day, or also you can give water. So I really like that council. They give you some water from the beginning. I think 10. You can more effectively move to the map and pillage.
Yeah, it really helps you get out on the map that extra 10 water early. It is I think deceptively powerful. For a faction that really wants to kind of get out and moving, having a little bit of extra mobility helps you go a little bit further and maybe get that choicer. Because smugglers are all about picking the best spots, right? With how expensive it is for them to settle, they really are looking for the most choice land, which sometimes means going a little bit further into the desert.
Yeah, but also pillaging, and then you can keep on going.
Right.
So that's probably more beneficial. And the other council is a little bit more debatable. The Staban. They give you an extra underground headquarters slot. And for every full built underground headquarters, every adjacent one, you get 5 Solari. So if you have 2 fully built underground headquarters next to each other, you get 10 Solari from it. 5.
Yeah, I'm not a finalist player. Clearly, I'm pretty new to the game, but I love the other counselors stacking off. Oh, is that another? Wow, I don't know about this. Atreides offered peace, and I didn't see which one that was. I think it was the economy boost, but Smugglers took it. They took it. So our Smugglers is not looking to get rowdy early. We're looking to just kind of expanding. They took their second spice field. I have a question for you. How do you feel about when I play Smugglers? I tend to get fuel cells as like my second region, like before Plascrete, and this might be completely incorrect. I just love their droid, the bot, so much that I love getting him online immediately. How do you feel about that?
The drones are quite good actually because they can they really synergize well with pillaging. You can build
Absolutely.
you can build up stacks by killing militia. The stacks you can sell or boost your units. And the second benefit of the drone is that they also very tanky, so they can take a lot of hits with a high armor, and they also they can keep on shooting, but even though if they are forced into melee, they still keep on shooting with range. Doesn't matter if they get attacked or not. And the third
they also. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the third one is that they can also, if you don't have anything to do, they can do a lot of point of interest sniping because they don't have supply. They can move around the map to steal or take a point of interest.
So my question then, because I love that drone personally. When I play Smugglers, I rush them. I noticed that the one region we've passed over here is our fuel cell region. Now, with that said, he's pieced with Corrino and he's trying to forward expand and kind of stake out their territory. But how do you feel about putting off the drone and not building it?
I personally like the drone because it also synergizes. I think that the technology to get a drone, scavenger drone, is a similar one. It's the same technology that you also get 30% more pillaging rewards.
Yeah.
So it's synergized really well because you need the drone to get some kind of tanky unit to absorb the hits from the militia. If you kill the militia, you get some stacks you can sell for extra Solari or boost your army, and also those drones you can use to point of interest. If you're already walking around the map, you're probably already close to a point of interest you want to discover with your drone. So I think in general it's better to use them as 1 or 2, not too many.
So I noticed on our lawn strat here, Corrino did not make the pillage apply to everyone, and then voted for themselves and wound up winning it. So our Corrino player, despite being next to a smuggler, is doing his own pillaging.
Corrino is. Most people are a little bit afraid. Some factions have a lot of benefits with the pillaging. For example, smugglers get extra benefits from pillaging, and they have a technology
to settle pillage villages.
To remove that penalty for pillaging. They can annexate the villages later. Harkonnen is something similar. They get a lot of intel from pillaging, and they can even lower the authority cost for annexation. That's instill fear. But Fremen and Corrino, they don't have that. They don't get extra pillage rewards, and they don't have any way to lower the annexation cost of villages they pillaged. But the general idea of Corrino is Corrino really have to hand-pick regions, and the rest they just pillage for the economy.
So I'm jumping over to our Fremen and Atreides players who are kind of pushing up on their borders against each other. I see that our Atreides has specifically expanded away from the Fremen. All of the territory they've taken have been the opposite direction of the Fremen.
I don't know, it's a very smart choice, but I don't know.
Whereas our Fremen is expanding towards our Atreides. And we just had a bit of a standoff where the Fremen came out to pillage something. And the Atreides player was considering, he moved his army in the direction. He was considering engaging the Fremen, decided against it, but there was a moment of tension there, right?
Yeah, but a moment of tension. But the most important thing in the beginning is forward expansion, like Corrino did. For Corrino want to have, as I said, they want to handpick factions and handpick regions. I mean, and forward expansion is very, very important because if you forward expand, you make it harder for your opponent to expand towards you because they have to expand beyond your forward expansion. So this is also a defensive move because you forward expand, and then the enemy has more difficulties to expand beyond that. And also in the back you can.
Our Corrino is playing those forward expansions on a Corrino are quite a premium because of the cost scaling they get for distance from base.
That's why you want to take that region very early on in the game.
It makes sense.
Second spice. You want to focus on spice fields, so that's why he took his second spice very early on.
That makes sense. Before the scaling gets even worse.
Yeah, exactly. And they really benefit a lot from spice fields because they have a counselor that gives you 2 extra crew slots on the officer teams. Officers. So that really helps. Let's see. I think so. They all play quite a macro game.
Right. And I wish we had spectator mode. I want to check where everyone's at with their hegemony and their chome. It didn't look like anybody was going hard chome early, but you never know when someone decides to commit when they see other people aren't. Push for that first early 10. Our Fremen here is down to 2 water with all of their alliances. And he seems to be doing fine with 2 water. That is a lot of manpower in Fremen early. We are pushing a 300 bank of manpower.
Banked manpower is not bad.
Absolutely. I mean, that lets you rebuild your army quickly. It lets you... I wasn't criticizing it, I was noting it, right? It's interesting because if we have that much manpower, well, what does that mean we can do? It means we can push someone, we can risk our army and quickly rebuild, right?
Yeah, fair enough. I think he can, because he took the... he sees all the villages in the beginning. You also have way more mobility. Because you can move your units to sieges. And... Fremen Fremen could only move with vampers, so through the desert.
Yeah.
Right now they can also move with sieges. And I think only with allied sieges. So if he tried to ally the siege very early on, so he gains way more mobility right now. And that's really good. Fremen has way more mobility right now, a very strange way.
And he has his supply drop operation queued up and ready to go. So that really helps you with the mobility, that you can go out wherever you want and back it up with a supply drop if you need to stay there for a while.
But I think for every faction it's quite crucial to have supply drop in reserve. I think Fremen's cancelling the Fedaykin.
Yeah.
It makes sense because they're very expensive.
Quite expensive.
Fedaykin you only use in human versus human battles because they are quite strong but not cost effective. Against a militia, they don't really need it. This is quite
getting close. Oh, that's 100. That's 100. He's got 100 on a few of them.
Who has 100?
Sorry, Fremen had hit 100 friendship on, or ally. I don't remember what it's called.
I think alliance. Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah. It was a yellow building. It's I believe it was the one that reduced upkeep, but I'm not 100%. I don't know all of them by their images yet. The little images. So you get when you hit 100, you can sign like a contract, and
you can put one of your agents there, and then you get a contract. The Fremen you can also build a special building.
Right. It was a yellow, so we'll see where that takes him. Having that finished already.
I was quite surprised because Fremen tried to multi-cap. But that doesn't really work anymore because since the update, it costs more to multi-cap. Before,
and that tax is rough. Yeah,
it's way more expensive now. Multi-cap means that you indexate multiple villages at the same time. And before the update, you paid the same price for both villages. But right now, you pay more if you have if you do multiple villages. You always pay more cost for every extra village. Annexate. That doesn't matter. Let me see the votes.
Yeah.
All factions again. Atreides has 350 influence. So he increased his influence capacity and also his influence production. Quite
And he
significant.
is at cap, so he's likely to spend here. But these are all factions, so not really incentivized to spend on anything. I wonder what he'll spend it on.
It's quite
I
good
didn't see.
the extra Landsraad on policy is rejected. It's quite impactful because I think 2 players tried to go do governorship or something, and neither of them got the policy to get extra Landsraad standing. I think Jen doesn't know that multi-capping is more expensive right now. Before you had to pay for every village you multi-cap at the same time. The same cost, but right now they added the cost for the second village you want to multi-cap. I think he doesn't know that. Doesn't really matter, but I think he didn't read the update notes. Or perhaps he did, but I got confused.
Okay, so he rushed valuable trinkets here. We have trinkets already. I wonder how much passive he's got going. Our Fremen player has finished the valuable trinkets tech, which lets him get the building up that gives him passive hegemony. Building too many of those is a really good way to get your whole lobby to focus you. So I'm interested to see how much he is putting down.
How does a passive hegemony works for Fremen?
What do you mean?
I don't know what you say exactly with the tech.
The tech, the green tech on the right side that lets you build the building in special regions that gives you passive hegemony.
Shops,
yeah. He's finished the tech for that, and so I was wondering how much of it he's put down.
I am not completely sure, but I think that tech also provides a unique Fremen trait.
Yeah.
I think they also have something to do with the sieges. I don't know what he's trying to do actually right now. He is now multi-capping 4 villages.
Yeah, he's just keeping.
I don't really understand what he's doing.
Not really sure either.
Because at multi-capping, it's not so interesting anymore as before.
Well, it doesn't have the authority production to cap them all, anyways. Does he not want? Okay, so that's our first trinket shop that he's got down.
Scrap shop, but okay.
Yeah.
He does some alliances right now. I don't know why he's sieging that. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Oh, perhaps he's afraid that Corrino places a forward base in his back.
Okay. Well, and it also stops Atreides from passively capping them.
Yeah, that's probably the reason that he's sieging right now, not to annexate or pillage, but just to prevent Corrino and Atreides to do a place in to take one of the villages over there.
That's interesting. How do you feel about that strategy?
I think that has to be the reason. Otherwise, you would have.
It's certain. Yeah.
I don't think he's trying to do multi-capping, because he would try it and then he will probably buy some extra authority with that point of interest.
Yeah.
I think he tries to prevent Corrino or Atreides to expand in his back. That's fair enough. He also did some alliances. I think some will with manpower. But let's check the other players. Let me check.
Okay, who do you want to take a look at?
Atreides is probably most interesting.
Okay, let's take a look at Atreides.
Atreides also has a quite okay big army. Counterintelligence? Someone tried to assassinate? I have no clue. He put an agent on counterintelligence. I'm not sure why he would do that.
Yes, sir.
Nervous? For influence production,
counterintelligence
possibly?
is not productive. Perhaps I don't think It's not so productive to do so.
He is a. He's sitting in 0 water at the moment.
Trey's also talking with someone. I didn't really see the text, but he's also talking. I think someone is trying to assassinate him. Not sure. I don't see any sign for it, except counterintelligence. But I don't know why you should put any unit to counterintelligence if you don't expect an assassination.
Well, I play the most of Kaz. On a Kaz, you can get, depending on your technologies, you can get influence for counterintelligence, right? So I don't know if Atreides might have a tech like that where it's affecting maybe intel or influence production or something similar. That's the only thing I can think of.
But this is the main reason why I don't really like to play Atreides. Atreides is a very strong faction. But what can you do right now? You cannot really pillage.
No.
The only thing he could do, which he doesn't, to take all those points of interest on the map. I think he sees about 5 or 6. And he can manually take all those points of interest.
He is going for triple blue in his base. Double blue and triple blue. These are the signs of someone... Yeah, these are the signs of Gov. Of trying to go for Gov, right?
I'm really surprised that Atreides doesn't try to take those points of interest. He cannot pillage anyway, so just use his units to take those points of interest to get some money. Also
finished off... He's almost completely finished off Blue Tree. Already.
2 and 3. Oh, the blue tree.
The blue... Yeah, his tech was almost all Blue Tree. Blue and red. See? He is... Maybe he's planning to assassinate. Because, like...
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
Yeah, he went right side Blue Tree. He's focusing on intel and influence production. Okay, this is an important vote. We got Eye of the Council up. Those bonus agents are a big deal.
I don't see the policies. Let me see.
Yeah, the middle policy was Eye of the Council, right? So the one, it's the council seat where the winner of it gets additional free agents, right? I'm assuming Atreides is going to vote for it. We're waiting on Smugglers and Corrino here. Smuggler bountied it. I didn't see who they bountied it for. I would assume against Atreides. Because of the Smuggler bounty, our Atreides player has decided to oppose giving himself the Counselor seat so that they could collect the Smuggler bounty and invest in Chom.
How much Chom was that? I couldn't see it.
It was not a. It was. He just bought 120 stack. He is not. He was low. I believe he was below 5%.
Okay.
Getting Gurney, standard hero choice for Atreides.
Nah, Atreides really likes. I think green gets a lot of green tech for Atreides. Provides a lot of buffs to militia units. So okay, Fremen is going to make a forward expansion towards Corrino. He's moving his army through the desert. It's quite a big deal actually. He's going to expand or going to pillage, that's the question. Probably expand. But it's a forward base. Is he going to pillage or is he going to annexate that region as Fremen? I'm not sure. I think he's going to take it. Yeah.
He is annexing. We are annexing this.
Yeah, but it's a forward base, a very attractive forward base over there. Because I really like forward base because it's also...
It's like to protect that spice field in a way, right? Instead of taking the spice field, you can...
it's a
because you're
constant threat.
Fremen. Yeah, because you're Fremen, you don't need to take the spice field, but by taking the base in front of it, you're blocking Corrino from the spice field and essentially getting 2 regions for the price of 1. That's really clever. Yeah. And it does look like Fremen is putting cells in and is teching towards
Atreides sells a
assassination.
Corrino, yeah.
Yeah, and they're just going down that blue tree. That is a sign of a player who definitely wants to assassinate. Going after Corrino is tough because they eventually get the eyes of the Emperor, right?
Yeah, but it takes time. If you don't timely attack, it's... Fremen also has issue, but causes... Fremen got on the left. They got an... Atreides expanded towards the Fremen in the left.
Yeah.
Can be quite tricky because the mobility of Fremen is not that high. Fremen is going to attack the spice field now.
Well, I mean, he sees that Corrino's army is on the other side of the map, so
yeah.
It seems like a good time to do some damage.
Oh, fair enough. No, those harvesters. No, don't attack the village. Take the village. Take the harvester. Take the harvester. Always kill the. It's only exception to the rule. Always kill the harvester of the Corrino. Never kill the base. Kill the harvester team. Kill the harvester team. Kill the harvester.
Yeah, we got to be attacking
7
buildings
men
here.
in that harvester. So if you
we're
insane.
We're attacking buildings. What did you see? What building he's attacking?
Don't see it. It's Blesscreed. It's the wrong building, man. Go for spice.
You gotta kill that spice.
Spice 7 men. It's so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fully crewed harvester.
Manpower production is really difficult for Fremen. And for Corrino. Because they have less villages in general. You really have to destroy the... Come on, man.
Oh, and he's got rebel buddies helping him with the liberate. You see that?
I see it, yeah.
Yeah. Finish the tech that gets because there's a siege in the area, they're going to send their rebel buddies to help with the liberate.
Ah, come on, kill the spice refinery.
I know. I just want to type in chat, kill the spice building. I mean, that's a fully crewed harvester. So
It's really expensive for Corrino
to
take place. It's already expensive, but Corrino with less manpower production is really bad. It's instant. You have to destroy it. He's going to liberate it anyway. But I would destroy it in the same time. But okay, to be sure. Corrino has, I think he's kicked ass right now. He gets assassinated, being attacked by smugglers in the south.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of tough, I think.
Okay, but in their defense, you've got to keep the Corrino down, right? Because like they just scale so hard late game.
Yeah, 3 spice fields. If you have all of them 7 spice crew, it's kind of insane.
And the smugglers and the Fremen are going to have to like rotate now to harassing Atreides, who has been left alone for far too long. Like they're leading in hegemony. I didn't see how strong his economy was. Is he leading in economy too?
I think Fremen also has the technology to speed up the liberation. I'm not sure, but I think so.
Yeah, they're sending Corrino back to the Stone Age here. That's 2 liberates, 1 steal, and now the 3rd liberate's going down. Corrino doesn't even have an army to contest this with right now.
Yeah, I think the 2nd liberation. I think
2 liberations went down, yeah.
And the spice field was really painful. And the 2nd spice is taken by smugglers probably. Then he only has 1 spice field left. That's really painful. He lost his crew and 2 spice fields. I think Corrino cannot really survive that, I think, money-wise. Because he relies heavily on mechanical units and they have a higher salary upkeep. He needs more than 1 spice to fund that. So it's
this now puts a huge target on Atreides' head because they got to do something about him.
I really want to see what Atreides is going to do. Because Atreides is expanding towards the Fremen. And that can be very annoying for Fremen in the long run. Because he's quite a lot of difficulties to reach the Deep West efficiently. Because that Vampus, you need at least 2 or 3 to go there. 2, I think. It's not so efficient. Okay, let's see. Fremen opposes the vote to a 50% slag upkeep. Oh, he supports it. Okay, fine.
Atreides pulled Eye of the Council this time. He both put it up to vote and was able to win it. And he's finishing off his triple blue for even more votes.
Okay, let's see another affection.
He's putting offensive agents on both Smugglers and Corrino.
My Duke.
Capping Acid Springs. Acid Springs is such a... Man, I hate spawning next to Acid Springs. I also hate having to take it. So I guess it's got both of those going for it, right?
The special region, do you mean?
Acid Springs. The special regions Atreides is currently capping is the one that... or Acid Lakes, I'm sorry. Is the one that ground units take damage each day they're in it. Right? So capping it's really annoying.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. There's some special regions I don't even know.
Yeah, all it does is deal damage to your units. It doesn't... You don't get any bonuses for holding it, except that it's a special region, you know, so you can put your trinket shop there, and it's really annoying for other people to take it from you, because they're going to take damage when they try to cap it, too. But it looks like Atreides is pushing for Judge of the Council next, and he's got the votes for it. He finished triple blue in his base, so he's...
We're honored to
I mean,
serve you.
Atreides is certainly positioned to win this game at this point. But there's 3 other players in the lobby to start.
It's very hard to say in free fall. It's more important to see if the end game of free fall is always very interesting.
Yeah. Well, because we're going to move into an end game where one player is ahead and the others are very aware that that player is ahead, right?
Yeah, if you have good players, in good play you can see, for example, you're attacking Atreides all the time as Fremen. But then you suddenly have to make a temporary alliance with your opponent to kill another opponent or to harm
At
him.
your command.
It's a good FFA lobby.
My Duke.
They're not blind to attack one player all the time.
Let's go.
Right. Well, I imagine like they've now put Corrino so far behind that they don't need to keep attacking him for... I mean, it's going to be ages before he's back in the game.
They also fix it because he lost 2 spies. It's very painful for Corrino. So. But Atreides is forward expanding, and he's boosting his militia right now. So it even gets harder. If they take villages, it's way harder to steal from them. Or take from them. It's a bit of a stronger militia.
And he's rocking 25 knowledge. He's going to finish up that green tech tree before the late game for sure.
We're honored to serve you.
25 is not even that high. I think it's quite important to have high knowledge production in your game. I think a lot of new players forget to invest in their knowledge production.
My Duke.
All those buildings are expensive.
At your command.
What does Liet command?
Let's see, are Fremen players sitting at 10 knowledge? And Jinchi on our Smugglers is at... Is that an 18? There's a decimal, so the number's smaller. Yeah, our Smugglers at 18, so... Our Smuggler army is already at 63 CP.
I don't say that's very fast, but
No, it's not that fast, but I believe it's faster than the other players in the lobby, right?
We salute you. For
you
Atreides.
see the smugglers.
Right, our Atreides is at 55 CP. So I'm just like pointing out our Smuggler has finished their army growth a little bit faster than than their neighbors. I wonder if they're going to use that here for anything in particular.
I think Smugglers becomes a little bit more aggressive, but Smugglers are a little bit sandwiched. They have less regions to pillage and to expand to.
Yeah.
And also it's quite difficult with Corrino because you have the headquarters can shoot very far.
Well, it looks like Corrino did a very defensive base drop, right?
That's very defensive, yeah.
Like he took that plascrete on the left there, or he dropped his base in the plascrete field, right by his other base. Which, I mean, with how the early game went, I completely understand why he would go for a defensive base drop. It's just noting that that's what's happened.
What can we say about this?
Well, we're moving towards our late game.
I think Smugglers has a lot of underground headquarters because he has 251 and 100 only one. How much spices he have? Almost 200.
I mean, with how the smugglers, it's funny because the Corrino says "why" in the chat as the smuggler walks towards him, but the smuggler doesn't have a lot of. Well, I mean, I guess he could expand more towards Atreides there and test that spice field.
Smugglers has a very limited room for expansion. It's a very map dependent. It's very unlucky, I think. I think Atreides has a lot of space in Fremen.
Well, and the way that Corrino and Atreides kind of expanded towards each other by the middle sealed off the smugglers' entrance towards the middle. Okay, here we go. Our smuggler player is about to assault. Our smuggler is assaulting the Atreides spice field on the far west side. Yeah.
I also see that. They also bring his REF, the flagship of smugglers. Oh, the airfield.
Yeah,
airfield is coming. Atreides is going to defend this region right now.
And the Landstrat drops immediately.
Perfect time, man. Let me see. Atreides is going to accumulate even more votes.
Yeah. And during this, our smuggler and our Fremen are plotting with each other. They sent a message back and forth about attacking Atreides. So let's see if our Fremen is also in position to attack right now.
That's quite cool. That's actually the funny part of Freefall, I think. You can make temporary alliances, and the best ally is always the ally that's not next to you. In this case, it's for Smuggler Fremen.
There are also the two factions who tend towards early aggression, and they gain a lot by allying. Atreides now has two council positions, picking up the judge. Judge is going to give them the Landstrat guards, which will help in this defense.
Oh, it's quite close actually. You see that they both have a very ranged focused army. I think Smuggler is going to win, but Smugglers really need to guide their ranged units. They have to move in the back because
those snipers are only deadly when people aren't on top of them.
Smugglers not really pinning those ranged units. That's why
most
ranged units of Atreides is still attacking.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Atreides is doing way better by pinning all those individual snipers. And if they pin into melee, they are way less strong. That's a very interesting
with that said, our smuggler came in with more CP and with their Wraith.
No, I think Smuggler is going to win this one, but Smuggler has bring his base. It's all Atreides lost about 90% of remaining army by the worm. Yeah, that's predictable, but Atreides lost because he had less CP and then also I think a less strong army in general. But the micro I think was for Atreides way better because he was pinning the range units separately, not one by one, but all of them at the same time, so they have lower damage potential. Let me see what Fremen is doing. Fremen is also taking Atreides? I'm not sure. I cannot see it. Fremen is also taking Atreides on the east. They're taking at the same time. That's really a dead blow right there with you right now. If they succeed, Atreides lose 3 villages in the middle. That's really painful for mobility on the whole map. And then 1 village on the west, close to Smugglers. Then he gets very isolated if this happens.
Interesting. Well, the Wraith lived through it. It took a lot of damage. They almost pulled it down.
The sand muffles our steps. We make less noise than a mouse.
Yeah, but those flagships they take so much damage. Especially early
Yeah.
game. Without any gear improvements from the units. It takes ages.
I wonder if Atreides had jumped more on the sniper line and ignored the Wraith, if they would have won that engagement.
We trust you, Liet.
And then the Fremen side of it, yeah. No, these Smugglers and Fremen are really slowing down our late game factions here. Do you think it's enough? Do you think Smugglers and Fremen have done enough to slow down Atreides and Corrino's late game scaling to get ahead and win the game, or do you think that Atreides or Corrino will bounce back?
Okay, yeah, it's difficult to say. But Atreides tried to attack now Fremen in the east. Or his empire.
I mean, this is like 4 liberations against Atreides. They are just getting sent backwards.
We make less noise than a mouse. A nice spot for an ambush.
I think Fremen is also stronger because Fremen took, I think, 2 few regions. In every few region you can build a special military building that gives you 5% boost. Global.
Mm-hmm.
It is spoken.
And I think Fremen is benefiting from that right now. I think he has 2 of them.
We must. The desert will surprise you. We'll try
Well, that's 4 liberations that are about to pop against Atreides. How's his rebuild going?
we're here. We'll wait there.
Oh, he might get them off this liberation.
It is one of the weaknesses of Fremen. They have a quite strong army, but they don't really reinforce. And meanwhile, Atreides is very close to his headquarters. It's way more easy for him to reinforce his army. So attack again. I think the Fremen is also almost losing his edge because he doesn't bring new units to the battlefield.
We're ready to hunt the
Atreides has an assassination available? Did you see what faction that's for?
You must tell me.
What were you saying? Corrino is going to try to attack Fremen right now. Oh, he's taking the village, I'm not sure.
There's wind coming.
That's in the east.
Oh, he is. Corrino's revenge.
Lead us to freedom.
I'm not sure if Corrino is going to take it.
What does Liet command?
Looks like he's pillaging at the moment.
That's quite
Yeah,
difficult to
we're
say
only-
about that now. Yeah? I think Fremen is
Well-
going to continue taking regions that provide him fuel cells so he can expand. He can build that special building. I think he has right now
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, perhaps 4 regions with fuel cells. Then he's going to boost his army with at least 20% power. That's quite a lot for an army.
How do you feel about how far forward the Corrino army is at the moment? They are deep in Fremen territory. And I don't see a flagship with them, so they're going to have a little bit of issue getting back. Or maybe not. Maybe it's fine. Maybe he can loop around and get there in time.
Maybe, yeah. It's quite hard to say. I think that... oh, it's 4 regions even. 4 regions with fuel cells. Fremen.
Yeah.
It's quite a big deal, I think.
Oh, it's a huge army boost. However, Fremen is just starting to collect his spaceship parts for his flagship. He just got the...
Let's see the policies. 50% manpower production is in general probably the best one over here. Perhaps you need some charter the eye of the council to the governorship, but I don't know if they will do that.
Well, I think Corrino put Eye of the Council up so that he could steal it from Atreides, which he did. He successfully put it up for vote and just barely eked out a vote win. I think it looks like Fremen's getting ready to go after this Corrino army that is pretty deep in territory.
I cannot see if Corrino has a supply drop or not or something. I expect so.
Yeah, but even with a supply drop, you're going to need like 2 of them to get out of there alive. Like, the pillage just doesn't give enough supply. I imagine our Fremen's going to attack soon. Although he did have the flagship. I missed that. Corrino did have the flagship. It's difficult when I can't see his perspective. So the flagship lets him use the flagship as an airfield. So he was able to use the flagship to fly his entire army back home.
Fly back again, but the flagship is still there.
Yeah,
because
the flagship's
doesn't
there.
have a lot of ranged units. You probably cannot destroy that flagship of Corrino fast.
No, he certainly can't kill it in time. He might be able to do some damage and harass it, but he's not going to be able to kill it. Like a smuggler with a sniper stack could like put a bigger dent in it, but we're not going to get there with. But sometimes it's the moral victories. Make them run, right?
I have no clue what's going to happen right now, but I have the feeling that Atreides is a little bit ahead, but it's quite difficult to say.
Oh, they did have a lot of their regions liberated. A lot of the Atreides regions were liberated, so they were put back. But yeah, Atreides is in a position, if he really wanted to, he could force Gov. But that's very risky in this lobby and probably not correct. Maybe he's setting up to assassinate somebody? I think that's where he was the last time I looked. Atreides' army is fully rebuilt. And he's got his flagship out. I'm curious which faction he has the assassination available for. Because I see the little pop-up in the top left here that he's got it available. I just don't know what faction it is. But I agree. He was in such a strong position early that it's hard not to like the Atreides late game is just so strong. So as we move into, like we're moving towards the end game. Soon we're going to finally get the pop up of like people are pushing up on 16, 17K hegemony. What do you think we need to keep our eyes open for as we move forward here? Like what are we really looking for from these players as they move into the end game? Yeah, so Atreides is positioning southwards towards our smuggler. I wonder if he's just going to pillage here or if he's actually looking to reclaim territory. He has the authority to take something if he wants to. Smuggler army coming in to defend this. Wraith moving out. Atreides going to cap it.
Lead us to freedom.
Atreides, we gotta fall on that sniper line. You can't let the snipers front to back you. Spending influence on our Landstrad, which is one of the advantages here of such high influence production, is he gets to recruit with it.
Ruckus belongs to the Fremen.
Yeah, and he is pushing back our smuggler.
We trust you, Liet. We're going. Shai-Hulud willing.
So he has reclaimed territory. He is, and once you get over that kind of hump of with the Atreides and the smugglers, it can be smooth sailing for him for the rest of the game. A lot of what helped them push earlier was both smuggler and Fremen doing so together, kind of splitting it up. And Corrino's also reclaiming territory as they both push back out pretty hard on the map. Our late game factions here really do scale. Let's take a look from our Fremen perspective and see how they are catching up. Fremen's got a good-looking late-game army. We are on the most popular Fremen hero. Shani helps with the stealth, kind of moves with the rest of your units here. Fremen is sitting at 5 spice harvesters, so that's a solid economy. And they have enough fuel cells to make this army very dangerous. Just taking a look at our operations, we're keeping an EMP ready. I wonder what that's for. The admin burden is quite a strong operation. It really lets them, after a battle, you drop the admin and hamper your opponent's ability to rebuild. So the fact that he's holding that to me suggests that Fremen is looking for a fight here. It looks like Fremen and Corrino are currently scheming together about 3-manning Atreides. Interesting. So as far as our votes go, Speaker of the Council is up. That is a dangerous one. Once someone gets Speaker, they're able to really control what we vote on in the future. So it's pretty imperative to pull Speaker before getting Gov. But even without Gov, it still gives you some pretty big advantages in terms of being able to control what's up for vote. Whether it's removing an assassinate if you're going for an assassinate, or whether it's getting rid of if you're going for Chom. Having that Speaker can let you remove the initiatives that could otherwise hose you, that you might not have the votes to always back up, especially when a smuggler drops a bounty. But yeah, it looks like all 3 players are conspiring here against Atreides. So we're going to likely see a 3v1. Maybe that's why he paused, because he's aware that it's coming. Yeah, it looks like we might be doing a reload with a save coming down from Fremen. Yeah, that appears to be where we're going. Sometimes that happens, so you just gotta kind of one with the blows and be ready. I'm not sure where my co-commentator went. But we are pushing along. Okay, so now we were just dropping the save and we're still going. It looks like the in-game troubles have calmed down a bit. Fremen's going along and just kind of finishing up their buildings. They have an almost full red tech tree. I did not see what their passive hedge gain was. There was only a spectator mode, so we could check.
Listening.
Yeah. Interesting that Fremen's keeping an assassin by their army. It just seems like this Corrino army is like so deep, but I guess they're allowed to just because of their flagship, that they can go and pillage where they want to. And Fremen does not feel like they're in a position to really contest it. On the other hand, I mean, if Fremen's asking them for help, maybe that's a concession they're making. I do see that they're allied up there. They've canceled 2 of their operations, and they're prepping. Wow. That's a supply drop and the defense break for the main base. That does suggest that the entire lobby sees a Atreides Gov coming, and that the only solution is to kill the Atreides. And I'm going to be honest, I can't fault them at all. The Atreides late game is really difficult to deal with, and they are oftentimes positioned to, against less experienced players like myself, I've seen Atreides pull off the 3v1 Gov defense. So, you know, you gotta put some respect on the players seeing it. There they are talking it through. Smugglers saying we have to go now. It doesn't look like Gov is up to vote next. I think that was 77 on Water Cellars. What it looked like, but you never know when he's going to snipe it. And you know, as we kind of mentioned earlier, U12 does have that guide out on the Atreides Gov. Now he's not rocking Jessica, so he doesn't have the forced peace to kind of slow people down. But you still have ceasefire, and you still have the Atreides Gov, and here we have a race between Corrino and Fremen to pillage this village. I wonder. I mean, they're currently pieced with each other because they're plotting against our Atreides player. I wonder if there's like a part of you as you're walking towards there that you're thinking about breaking that piece just to get this one settle off. We are at the point of the game also where someone's likely to go for the middle soon. This, you know, sometimes the middle doesn't get settled for the entire game, and sometimes it gets settled right away by like a smuggler rush. We're currently in a situation where nobody is settling yet. I think we're still positioning. Yeah, Corrino's saying he's ready. And, you know, it does say something about our players, and I think one of the things that shows a high-level player in a free-for-all lobby is these Fremen and Smugglers beat up Corrino pretty bad earlier, and he's not holding a grudge, right? Or maybe he is. Maybe he's planning on backstabbing them, but he's at least in chats with them and is talking about working with them as they approach the Atreides. His army's not over there yet, but he's saying
Fremen is talking with whom, I think?
All 3 of them are plotting. Fremen, Smugglers, and Corrino are all currently plotting to kill our Atreides player.
Yeah, I also think so, yeah. Especially because of the high influence production and cap.
Well, he's got the... Atreides is moving towards the ability to force...
I think Corrino is right now transporting his army right now. I think his flagship is doing something right now. Not sure, but I think so.
Well, it looks like the Corrino flagship and the Atreides flagship are just kind of firing at each other.
I don't know what Corrino's doing right now. I think it's a mistake he used his flagship there. I'm not sure.
Well, I think the Corrino player is...
Base rush?
Yeah, we're base rushing. Our Fremen here, he has the defense break operation. Like they're plotting and talking about just base sniping him.
Yeah, I also think so, yeah, because the flagship is there for a reason, and the hegemony is 20k right now for Fremen. He has a lot, he has 600 manpower in the bank, so he can easily replace them with a base snipe. It isn't time attack, he's attacking alone. Well, you can see how far the Fremen is transporting right now. Wow.
He's going straight to his base, but Fremen's going to need a little help with the base snipe. They're not the best positioned army to be able to pull that off. Like they need
Yeah,
smugglers, who's
also
coming
there.
up.
Smugglers also
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Corrino's
yeah.
also coming right now. The all three administrative burden right now on the Atreides base. It lowers the
Yeah.
recruitment cost of 80%. The all three at the same time. Jessica, okay. Atreides uses
This is
Jessica.
certainly a dead Atreides. Yeah, this is certainly a dead Atreides. You don't live through this.
You must
Is what I
Yeah,
would say, but he dropped that ceasefire.
Lead us to freedom.
he dropped the ceasefire. And Atreides used an operation to go back to his base.
Yeah.
This belongs to the Fremen.
Oh no, it's still there, Smugglers. I didn't see that.
Now, our Fremen player did not play his the defense break that he has, so he did hold that until after the ceasefire, and he does have the manpower to rebuild quickly.
Lead us to freedom.
It's quite surprising actually, they're all attacking Atreides at the same time. Let me see Atreides if he still has money.
Is it surprising? I mean, they see the Gov coming. They're just preliminary removing him before he even votes himself to
Yeah,
Gov.
but Atreides has 500 Landsrod standing, 600 votes with a lot of influence production. The Gov is definitely coming, yeah. But the Gov is very hard with 4-player.
Yeah. No, well, they see it coming. They know it's happening, so they're just preemptively striking.
Yeah, we also think that Corrino is a little bit damaged. Smugglers are a little bit sandwiched by two factions. Fremen didn't really have significant damage up to now, I think. The smuggler bounty on the Speaker of the Council. If I see correctly, I'm not sure.
Forcing truce on Fremen makes sense
Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
because they can
Not
break
on
it the
Atreides.
easiest.
Atreides tried to vote for himself, force the truce.
Yep, and he wins that vote. He does win that vote. It cost him Speaker. He was not able to defend Speaker from Corrino, but he was able to force the peace vote.
My Duke.
It's quite
If
good
you're
because
Corrino,
right
if
now
you were
right now all the factions are forced truce with Atreides. Atreides is a little bit
What do you need?
less in danger right now because it's very painful to break a truce.
At your service.
There's a lot of Landsrod
Yeah.
standing. I think it's more harder.
the Fremen player might be willing to, but I don't think your Corrino or your Smuggler are going to be willing to break a truce here.
Now, especially not Corrino, because they rely so much on the spies.
Yeah.
If you lose so much Landsrod standing, you'll probably drop your spice price.
No, it just completely ruined you. So that does buy him time, but on the other hand, he wasn't able to push Gov on this vote. So they also have time to rebuild and come at him again if they're still worried about him going for that win condition. Wish I could see the passive hedge game. Like, I want to be able to hover that left side and see where everyone's at.
Now you can go to the different factions. You can see on the top hegemony. Passive hedge for Atreides only 2. For
Okay.
let me see.
Our Fremen's at
For
43.
Smugglers is 44. That's very high.
Okay.
44 passive hedge.
Yeah, our Fremen's also in the 40s.
But Fremen is not really doesn't have a lot of hegemony, but there's a lot of passive hedge.
Well, our Fremen's leading in hegemony right now. They have the most hegemony, and they have the passive hedge.
Yep. But right now, Corrino tried to take the polar sink. And Fremen's talking about that Corrino takes the polar sink right now.
Yeah. And they are right, because Corrino can double up on the building.
Yeah,
Every special that he's allowed to have is worth 2 of everyone else's.
I
When it
completely
comes to
agree.
passive hedge. Yeah.
If Corrino takes the polar sink, the probably game is changing fast. Because the polar sink provides a lot of water, and also, of course, it's a special region and also extra active hegemony game.
And again, it's a high skill free for all lobby when Fremen private messages the Atreides player, who he was just trying to 3-man about helping with middle, and Atreides agreed. Now, maybe he's being dishonest, but that even after they tried to 3-man one, the Atreides can put it
That you
down and
can
work
see in high
together.
skilled lobby that you don't have an infinite harsh against a player. You don't want to just. You can base rush him one player, and then the second couple month later he's helping you attack another player. That's I really like about the free fall.
But Corrino was able to cap the polar sink,
I
which means
think
he's going to
Fremen
start building his
saying
defenses.
to Atreides that free company has base skill tech,
Yep.
which they have. Smugglers have the elite units. They have stealth, extra movement, and they are very strong in killing bases. But I don't know that's really feasible right now. But okay.
Sometimes it takes 2 waves, but you can get it done with free company.
Yeah, but it's expensive. It's quite difficult. They can do it during the night because they move faster, and they drain less supply. Then it's actually feasible.
Fremen taking peace? No. Denying the peace.
I'm not sure who's going to win because I think Corrino had a very good comeback right now. But they have
And their late game is very strong.
yeah, the spice production. They took most of the spice fields again, but 7 crew members on each harvester. That's a very good economy, and also the spice price is really high, quite high. Not really high, really high is above 3.
Yes.
Let me see what other people do.
So, well, our Atreides is marching out his
There's a
rebuilt
fight between
armor.
smugglers and traders right now on the left, yeah. In the
I
middle,
believe they
okay.
are peace. They're pieced actually. They are working against Corrino.
Oh, yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah, peace, yeah, correct.
Yeah. It looked like that to me as well. I thought the smuggler was going to cancel the peace, but he did not.
No, Corrino. I think it's a good call. But
Yeah, they see this
Fremen will
Corrino.
be a threat, a slow moving threat, but
The passive hegemony on a Corrino is just too dangerous. Them being able to build double building, like you gotta deal with it early.
what I'm so surprised about it, they pillage, they siege, they liberate, and they annexate it. I would always destroy buildings while I'm sieging.
Yeah.
Because it does destroy some economy buildings or some airfields, whatever. Just do something while you're sieging. Whether you're liberating the village or annexating or whatever.
Well, if you're stealing the village, is there a reason to not destroy buildings so that you can take them yourself?
Yeah, okay. But liberating and pillaging, I don't see any
Yeah,
reason to do
absolutely. Certainly if you're pillaging, and it does look like our
it.
Corrino is able to
Pillaging,
use
if you
his
destroy
missile
buildings, you
strike.
get less rewards.
Our
But
Corrino
definitely
was
for
able to use
liberating.
his our Corrino was able to use his missile strike to scare away the
army, yeah.
the smuggler. Yeah.
Well, that's
But
good.
those are
Good move.
expensive. That's 500 intel per use.
It's very expensive, yeah. But Smug is quite smart. He really want to annexate it and replaces the weak. Oh, it's a mistake there. Oh, that was a costly mistake. He moved his 2 smuggler units away from the annexation region, so he lost some progress. Let me see the policies. I think water sellers is very good right now. Because Smugglers has 50, he can do it. It's very beneficial. Atreides has 10, not so. Fremen? 24, not so. I don't see Corrino. I wouldn't be surprised Corrino also has a lot of water also. Because he can
Well,
build
he
double
has
buildings.
the middle. Corrino has the middle as well, so he's
Yeah, he
able to
has the
double
middle
up.
and he can build 2 times the same building.
Yeah.
So he can definitely most beneficial for smugglers or Corrino.
Well, I don't think the smuggler qualifies for it. It looks like our smuggler player is actually voting on Atreides for it to stop Corrino from getting it.
Yeah, it's quite smart.
And Atreides wins it.
Because
We also passed.
U12
We
is
also
really
passed.
doing a lot of politics in the chat. It's quite fascinating at how much U2 is active in the chat. U12.
Also to note, our Corrino player, despite how much he's been attacked and harassed, he got his chome all the way up to 30%. So he's getting that nice little damage bonus.
What do
Or
you
it's
think
not
is the
so
most feasible win condition right now?
Well, it's always hegemony, isn't it?
Mm.
On our way.
I think Fremen is going fastest because Fremen has most hegemony right now.
Yes, sir. On vector.
Let me see Ghent again.
This path is dry.
Ghent also has one of the highest active
To the Fremen.
hegemony, 43 every day.
We
And I think he also has a lot of villages in his back, which are very hard to steal. But Corrino right now is trying to kill the base of Fremen right now. You see it? Corrino's base rushing Fremen.
The desert.
It's
Fremen is almost dying
quite-
right now. Oh, that's really painful. This could have to be the end. Because Fremen barely has an army right now. Corrino has a full armor, anti-armor build. I think this is over for Fremen. I really think it's over for Fremen. It doesn't have an army anymore.
Yeah.
You see it? Ah,
No,
this
he's
This
dead.
over.
No, he's got this.
He's dead. He's definitely dead.
He's
this-
definitely
this is
dead.
the
No,
weakness of
there is
Fremen.
no coming back. There is no coming
They
back
cannot
from
do
that.
this. This is dead. This is dead. There's a fully optimized build for base rushing. This one. This is dead. Oh, this is very cool.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool, man.
That was impressive.
That's cool, man.
And he did not see that coming at all, I don't
No,
think. Or maybe he
definitely not.
did. I didn't see it coming, is what I should say.
But that army is completely optimized for base rushing. So if the other players attack Corrino right now, the Corrino could struggle. Because a lot of units that destroy armor to kill the base. But these units don't have to be particularly strong against normal units.
So,
What do you
our Atreides player here, I think he has the influence now to push through Gov, if he wants to.
Gov is way better if one player is dead. So the Gov,
Right.
governorship is actually feasible if one player is dead, and it happened. So right now the win probability for trade is way higher right now. But I also don't underestimate Smugglers because he has a very extensive underground headquarters below
Right.
2 enemies that have so much production. He benefits a lot from it. Smugglers also has one of the highest, I think the highest active hegemony production. I think it's 40. I cannot see.
The heavy stuff.
That's quite fascinating to see actually that Fremen was base rise. You could a little bit see it, but that Corrino was moving his flagship. But that's definitely a drawback from Fremen, that they have less mobility in their own region. They have a lot of mobility with region next to the desert and next to the sieges. But if you're in your own region, it can be very difficult to reach. I didn't see the chome, by the way. How much chome does everybody has? I didn't see it.
We have 30% on Corrino, 32% on
He
Corrino.
doesn't go for 50. It's not feasible. 50 is so
No.
expensive.
No, he's not
an
going to
okay lobby. He knows that Smugglers has all those underground headquarters. He knows he has a lot of money, so it's quite difficult to do that. Let me see how much money Smugglers has.
This is
Smugglers a very healthy economy. It's about 31k.
This is a precarious position. I think, I mean, whose position would you want to be in right here? Of the 3 players, who would you want to be playing as the most at this point? Like, Corrino's leading the hegemony, but can they close it? Atreides could force Gov here, but are the other players... Can Smuggler and Corrino kill them in 30 days?
Corrino has a little bit more better defensive position because of the second base towards
Right.
Smugglers. And he has a lot of place to expand in the north. But Atreides also can do that. But Atreides, I think, is less... Oh, the attack between Smuggler and Atreides. The attack. I don't know. Difficult.
Atreides is trying to take middle.
That was not a really good attack from Smugglers. I can see it. It looks kind of smart to use the frontal units to attack
Right.
Corrino and shoot
Right.
the range units from beyond the cliff. But you know, I saw it was quite far away from hard ground, so all those worms will eat it. So if you the snipers are probably one of the best units to trigger worms in this game, and if they were shooting a lot behind the cliff, so he was very well protected against Corrino, but they were completely hopeless against worms. Because you have to walk back. You cannot run away. You walk back, you instantly lose. That's very bad positioning. Smugglers,
So we have a
lost,
Landsrod.
80% of his army by worms right now. Smugglers.
So we have a Landsrod coming up. We're going to have a Gov vote. I think Atreides wins this Gov.
Yeah, I also think so.
And he does have to if he's going to go for Gov, you've got to force it before the other players can hedge boom you, right? So this is about the right time to force it. It's only 2 players. Smugglers just had his army wiped. Can they get their stuff together to stop him from winning Gov in 30 days?
The worm was so bad. I think the position of Smugglers in the east, that attack was not smart. Smart from the point of Corrino, but not smart with knowing that the worm is going to get for you and that you cannot run away because there's only one way to move, not towards the cliff. Let's see this.
So it is not. No, it's not a Gov push. He's going for council again.
Doesn't mean again. President of the council?
Yeah, he had it before, and they put it up and voted him off of it. And it looks like he's going to try to grab that before Gov, which makes sense because otherwise they can try to vote you out of Gov, right?
There's some small strategies in this game. You see it in very high level lobbies. I don't know if they do it, but if you have a lot of influence, of course you want to vote for become governor, or vote against political rights or something that you can cancel everything, including the governorship. But some very smart players use their little influence to pick the charter on the top of the council. You can actually give some charters some priority, so they show up during the next council instead of the Dune governorship. I think U12 is negotiating with Smugglers right now. U12 is a very active player in the chat, man. I guess he has very good keyboard skills in real life.
Well, he's got an assassination queued up in Corrino, and he is launching it.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see that. But
that is an assassination.
U12 would definitely reincarnate like an Atreides in the end, I think.
So he drops the assassination and then immediately attacks the distraction.
That's a good strategy, by the way. That's how you do an assassination. You cannot do an assassination without an attack at the same time. You have to distract. Assassination is very good to distract the player. Or you attack the army, the incoming army, or you try to remove the infiltration cells. You cannot do both. It's quite difficult.
Who drops his supply drop?
The issue is that the Atreides is attacking alone right now. Because Smugglers doesn't have any army. The airfield's coming right now.
We're focused.
Yeah.
Received.
That's wrong.
On it.
Do you need the Kraken, sir? We'll support our troops on the ground.
We need to queue up another assassin. Yep, there he goes. Another assassin coming in. Atreides doesn't need to fully win this battle. He just needs to not lose by too much.
Admirably.
Right?
We're honored to serve you.
I cannot see what Corrino is doing, so it's quite hard to
On
see.
report.
Atreides has an administrative burden, so his recruitment is
Yeah.
80% slower right now.
Yeah.
That's a really bad thing, I think.
Yeah, it's quite good. And I think, doesn't that little red pop-up mean the assassination's been detected?
In a strange land.
I actually don't know what that means, actually, the red pop-up. Probably it's detected, yeah.
Because you really want to get to like 50% before it's detected.
I'm not sure. Forgot that, actually.
How can
I
I
did a lot of
help?
assassinations in my life, so it's one of my
He's
favorite mechanics in the
asking,
game.
he is asking smugglers to just donate 400 intel, and smugglers obliged.
Okay. What's
I'm on
intel
the
yes
clock.
right now? 275.
Fire.
Okay.
Well,
The crew is ready to serve, sir.
I wonder if Corrino has put stealth detection up on his outer areas yet.
The ship behaves
It's tough because we
admirably.
can't see his POV. Corrino's up to 26k head. Yeah, this assassination might be their only chance of stopping Corrino from winning off
Yeah,
Benjamin.
it will be difficult. Let me see the smuggler side. The smugglers has a very strong army right now.
Yeah, he got wiped pretty hard. As you pointed out, the worm was just
Yeah,
back.
but the worm was not a coincidence. It was definitely not a smart decision what he did over there. You have to walk
Well,
away from the worm, but he only had one way to run, and it was towards the worm. So he would lose anyway there.
Corrino has removed the cell that was closest to the assassin point. Makes sense that you would search it first. There is another cell that he can send the assassin to, but the closest one.
I don't know what Smuggler is doing. He's moving through the whole map. I think he's trying to find an forward base or something on the other side of Corrino.
I'm hopping over to
I have no clue
look
what
at
Corrino is
Smuggler.
doing. What the fuck is Corrino? What's Smuggler doing? I have no clue.
Looks like he's trying to cap the special region over
Yeah,
there.
but
The
it's probably
special
too late
spy.
already. The spy stack is quite close. You can take one region. Perhaps you try to sandwich the greener player. That's possible. The smugglers try to take the special region there on the east, northeast. That probably Corrino wants to take.
Well, he's also got like a ton of authority. So by capping that now, he stopped Corrino from being able to cap it.
I think the coordination between smugglers and trade is not really going well. I think the
No.
smugglers has to attack right now because if he use onlocopters, in this stage onlocopters are very important to keep track what the enemy movements are, and he should
Yes.
know that Corrino is right now doing is somewhere else.
No, they need to split up Corrino's attention. Otherwise, the assassination won't go through. And like, even if the assassination doesn't finish, they need to be able to use that to leverage some liberations. Otherwise, Corrino will win. Right.
And this will be very close, I think.
The assassination got canceled. Yeah, I mean, Corrino's in a great spot here. He really just needs one special region cap, and he'd win. Off of, like, if he's able to cap that special region, I guess he's pretty far behind on authority to get that.
I think the strategy of smugglers takes way too much time.
Yeah.
The spy stack
Well,
swapping.
here's our governor vote.
That's interesting. It's how do you split your attention as smugglers? I think smugglers it doesn't have a win condition on its own anymore. The only hope for smugglers is that It's more
Well,
likely
his only
that-
hope, his only hope is that Corrino kills Atreides, and that he's able to steal enough caps to win off hegemony, which is a bit of a long shot.
I think Atreides goes full on governor right now.
Absolutely.
It's his only win condition.
But Corrino has the votes to oppose it.
Oh,
Corrino took
Corrino
governor.
gets it.
Atreides, yeah. He had the votes. He saw it coming.
Hey, Smugglers
As-
even helped. Even Smugglers helped a little bit.
Yeah. Well, do you think they can kill this Corrino in 30 days? Because I don't think Smugglers is going to beat him on
I
hegemony in
think
30
Hegemony is
days.
probably faster. Smugglers aren't going to beat with Hegemony. I don't believe so.
We need to get defense breaches up. Like, this has to be double base snipe. I don't know how
I
else
think
you
Smugglers has to attack Corrino right now. Atreides actually does that.
Yeah,
Smugglers just have
Atreides
to
is
attack
asking
the
him.
eastern special region over there. That's very easy from him over there. Just attack it, liberate it, fuck it, just go it.
Well,
The special region on the east is very not defended. Yeah, it's harder than I say it, but
I think they have to base kill him. There isn't enough.
nah, not basically.
There's not enough hegemony. Like, Smugglers
No.
cannot get the hegemony.
I think they should go for the charters. Go for vote for the charter. No, go for the council. Vote for the charter to get political rights.
Oh, I
And
see.
hopefully it shows up, and then Smugglers vote for to cancel all the governorship. I think that's the only chance to postpone this match.
So you don't think that they should go for base kill? You think they should try to win up hegemony from him while attacking him?
Hegemony is a way more threat than the governorship right now.
I mean, that Corrino army is still pretty
Why
scary.
is Smuggler doing that? I have no clue what Smuggler doing. He's just walking around.
Well, he's got a bunch of free company. I feel like he might be thinking about.
Yeah, I think Corrino wins it. Smuggler's walking back, but I have no clue why.
They're not
He
capping
can also
anything.
help Atreides, of course.
Yeah, there's a fight between Atreides and Corrino, and Smuggler is not engaging.
Let's go there. Yeah, I think Smuggler really had to help Atreides a little bit. It's only Wincon, I think.
Yeah, no.
Or
He
helping by
definitely-
standing next to him, or helping him by attacking Corrino at another spot. But not.
Well, he should at least be liberating something, right?
That's fine because Corrino's busy. I don't know why he retreated there. He was liberating a village, non-provoked. No clue. I think he's using mercenaries right now. I'm not sure. I cannot really see it.
Yeah.
That's all probably over.
I mean, now he's going to liberate the spice field, but it's. I do agree. I think it's too late.
That's
Corrino
too late.
finished dealing with the treaties. Yeah, he finished dealing with the treaties. Now he can go south to deal with smugglers. Smugglers capped on the far left, a region that helps with their hegemony, but it doesn't help them stop Corrino from winning.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
didn't
not in the
understand.
position.
U12 is saying to the smuggler player why he's not helping, but I think that's actually corrected. I think he won.
Yeah, that looks like
smugglers could definitely
yeah.
attack another region, just to liberate it, or stand directly next to Atreides to help. But both ways were correct. But he did neither of them. Even left one of the villages he was liberating without any reason. I don't know why he was moving there.
Well, okay, so let's in their defense, could the smuggler have thought Atreides was going to win that battle?
No.
I mean, it's a late game Corrino army on defense.
Corrino has governorship and Dune. Governorship and hegemony. So yeah. And the smuggler itself didn't really have enough hegemony, I think.
No.
I think so. Perhaps I could be wrong. Let me see.
like I can understand the desire to hope that you can deal with it afterwards. Like hope that the two players kill each other, but it just didn't work out in this case. And we do have a victor. We
No,
do
we
have
are
a
finally
winner
winning.
of the tournament.
Oh, it was a quite close game, and Corrino was so much punished in the beginning.
Yeah.
He
And they
lost
had their
3
revenge.
villages, 3 regions in the beginning, but got by a well coordinated attack by Fremen and Smugglers. I think
Well,
Corrino got that.
congratulations. I think congratulations to Joe Black is in order for taking down the tournament.
I think it's a very
Is
good
that
strategic decision, because I think
is
Fremen
that
was by far the most biggest threat in the game.
yes?
It was a very intelligent move to actually base kill him.
Was that Joe's first win?
I think so, yeah. I think all those players were first time finalists, so. That was actually really cool. Let me see if they want to talk or not. Let me text them. Let me see. Hi guys. I don't know whether they can hear me or not.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, let me see. Where's Joe?
Oh, that's right. I gotta unmute these guys.
Is Joe still in the game? Yeah.
There we go. Now they're all unmuted.
Was a quite interesting game actually. Wasn't
Didn't have a fucking worm. Salt.
yeah, the smugglers lost all his units with the worm that.
The worms.
The game completely changed when Fremen was killed.
Yeah, I didn't have a worm to get back to my base. It was still on charging.
It's always tricky. So it's always one of the things that Corrino can do. He slowly moves his flagship next to your base. He waits that you have your army far away from your headquarters as a Fremen unit, and then you move all your units there with all the armor piercing.
And I'd already fought it off once, and I'd figured that he wouldn't be doing it again since I thought the other two were going to attack him or try to take sync or something.
Yeah, we were completely off guard there, I think. And he had a way bigger army. It was also very fast. It was completely specialized to do the base kill.
Oh yeah, no, it was really good.
That's
I
also
think
if
if Atreides and Smugglers attacked him a bit sooner, it wouldn't have been as good.
I think Corrino already lost
Smuggler
3
was trying to
villages.
go for his own win con, I think. He stopped helping. That makes sense. He was close to winning.
He was close, yeah.
But then it was 1v1, and
I'm not
no
sure.
way I can beat the Corrino on the offensive.
I mean, it's easy for us as like commentators watching to say, like, you clearly needed help. Atreides needed help with Corrino in the last battle, but I can also completely understand why the smuggler would go for their own win con at the end. Like, I feel like that's what I might even
for
do.
sure.
Because it's difficult for them to know, and like they want to be able to. There's like that hope that maybe Atreides beats Corrino, and then they can just kind of sneak in, right?
Yeah, fair enough. But there were 2 options. You can stand next to Atreides, or you can liberate in the village yourself. And the liberate your village yourself was actually
Right.
damage free. So
But
you can also do with
and,
one
and with enough scouting and like kind of knowing where the techs are at that point, I think it was pretty clear Corrino was going to win that fight on defense, especially. But you never know. Like you never know who has what operation or who like pulls off an upset in a battle.
So what do you think about the game, guys?
What?
So what is your thoughts about the game? I don't know about the other players. You 12?
think-
Are you hearing me or?
I think I really, really wish we killed Atreides the first time.
Yeah, he did some So politics.
So
to force
It
the
was
video.
so sad when he didn't have comms jam ready. I should have said it. I should have told him to have comms jam. I thought it was just a obvious thing. It's my mistake. Because if he died, I had an agreement with Smugs to immediately turn on Corrino and just take everything off of him.
But what would he
I
have
agree
with
with
the
that.
jam that cancels operations in the region, right?
Yeah, it would have canceled ceasefire,
Yeah.
and then we would have been able to kill Atreides, and then Smugs and I would have turned on Corrino.
That was the only coordinated attack in the whole game that actually worked. All 3 people were at the same time in Atreides regions.
Yep.
That was actually probably the only attack that actually would work.
Oh, I was positive it would work, and then he said no comms jam, and I was like, no. Why?
I think it was a quite difficult game. I think you were slowly expanding as a Fremen. You could clearly see that the Atreides want to go for Goth. And Corrino was just recovering very well, I think. From losing almost half of his villages somewhere month 5, 6, I think. That's really cool.
Yeah, he lost like 3, I think, 3 or 4. Definitely a good recovery, and shows that you can still keep in these games even if you get bullied.
Yeah, it's also some people can learn that those random players on the multiplayer, they lose one fight and immediately leave. Then they should see this finals. You can even lose half of your villages as Corrino, which is very painful. He lost even 2 spice regions.
Yep.
I mean, he lost 4
Alright, gotta
villages.
go. GG.
You guys took 4 villages from him.
Yeah, it was rough for him.
That was really cool.
And for that, I don't know if you saw, but that early mid, I was blocking off any potential base drop on my side of the
I
map.
saw it in the
Yeah.
siege. At first I thought,
Yeah.
do you want to try to multicap? But then I thought, no. It's probably to prevent Atreides doing a peaceful annexation and or a base drop for Corrino. Probably the base drop was probably more dangerous.
I wanted to ensure that that base was not coming on my side of the map, and the reason I took that spot in between Volcano and Worm's Nest was because that was a really good base drop spot for those 2 specials.
Because you cannot drop on a special, then you take that one. Yeah, makes sense. You played very strategically, very smart as a Fremen. With those base drop prevention, with the sieging those villages.
This is a really silly question. I'm a newer player. I'm like month 1.5 at this point, or month 1.
Shoot it.
So when I play Fremen, I always open with double or triple warrior, and I noticed your early comp for just kind of taking things did not include that. And I also noticed you took. I mean, I know that they're great, but you took a fairly far out cells early on no warriors, and I was just curious your thought process behind that.
I took fairly early cells.
The
Alliances
I'm
for the siege alliance.
yeah. You took some.
You mean Stalwart Alliance?
Well, I'm mixing up too many questions. Let me ask the first one was when I play Fremen, I always start with like 3 warriors. I noticed you didn't do that, and I was wondering what the logic behind that is, or maybe warriors just aren't as good as I think they are.
Depending on who's near you, I actually really like the infiltrator skirmisher start because you get the first army upgrade to make them all invisible. So you can be a really dangerous harass tool where your army just pops out of nowhere and starts attacking somebody. And then secondly, their upkeep is just a little bit cheaper. I don't think you need the warriors to clear those first few villages.
Makes sense.
Perhaps only to tank the militia damage, but don't do.
And the infiltrators also just have a higher DPS, so.
But you're gonna. So your logic is go for the all stealth units. So when you hit that early army upgrade, you can jump on and harass a Corrino or an Atreides who's a little too far out.
True. And I mean, there's no downside to it. They're cheaper than warriors, and they are faster. They do more damage. There's a lot of benefit for them.
And then at what point do you start working warriors back into your composition?
after first army wipe. If you're playing Fremen, you probably have a lot of manpower. So you do some big fight and you start losing units, and you just start cycling them in as you lose units.
Makes sense. I think that's really good advice, too. Thank you.
Normally I would play with 1 or 2 warriors to tank the damage from the militia,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest with infiltrators to do the damage. I was kind of surprised you had some demolition units with infiltrators. They do a lot of damage, but they're not very good in receiving damage. So I was a little bit surprised by that composition. And 1 warrior probably would make a lot of difference.
Well, 1 warrior doesn't stealth. And if part of what his plan is to be able to sneak up on a Corrino or an Atreides
No, but
cap.
against militia, I think the early build. If you use 1 warrior to trigger the neutral village, they all attack that 1 warrior with more armor, so they get less effective.
I mean, you can, and you might lose a little bit of manpower on the early for it, but I think you don't lose as much as since you're paying less manpower for the infiltrator, and the infiltrator does more damage, so it actually clears the village faster.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, perhaps 1 warrior and then the infiltrators. That's a bit of
I'm definitely going to try it next time I play Fremen. That sounds
There's no
like
issue with the Warrior Start. Warrior Start is still decent. I just like the
Yeah.
ability to more easily just flex into attacking people.
I thought it was super cool. I definitely want to try it. That was a really cool strategy.
Thank you.
I think you're playing one of the most strategic. That's kind of fun. But the base rush was so surprising. Even for me, I missed it because I couldn't see Corrino playing. He didn't share his live stream. See, that's too bad, probably.
Yeah, it caught me off guard more of because I'd already fought it off once. So I didn't think it because it came back almost immediately after I'd already fought him off. I'm like, surely he's being like triple decapped right now. He can't come back, and did.
But he did.
Yep.
Oh,
I
it's really cool, man.
Yeah, it was a great game. Thanks for the host.
How you too, and I think I'm going to upload the game right now. I want to thank you for all your 4 wins and your loss in the finals. But, I think you played really good actually.
Thanks for doing all the work, pmsag. Enjoyable.
You,
All right, have a good one.
You already signed up? I think you all also signed up, I think. And SirLoathing, I don't know if you already signed up.
For what?
For the next Dune monthly.
Yeah. I'd sign up for next month.
Oh, cool. Then I think I finished.
Sign ups are up already. I need to sign up again. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because,
I will type that out now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And thanks for bringing me to host. I actually had a lot of fun. If you need one in the future and I'm around, I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah, in the middle, I had to do something shortly. Yeah, that's why I was away.
It happens. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, thanks for casting it. Have a good one.
Yeah. See you later.
See you, man. Thank you.
Is there like a? I did have fun hosting.